What I have here on the workbench, you probably know what it is. It's the slide-out generator service ramp table combination, and I painted this yesterday with some oil-based paint on the back side, and you notice I did not do these two pieces because these were just added here about a week ago, pressure treated, whereas these two pieces here was put on here about a month and a half ago. A month to a month and a half ago, so it had plenty of time to weather, I guess you'd call it. The pressure treated wood you don't want to paint over right away. You want it to dry out, and of course we had a little bit of rain, so that made it even wetter. But everything else has been painted here, oil base on the sides. The sides, of course, are made from the leftovers good wood that I had out of that futon bench that I took apart over here a month or two ago. Okay, what I have been deciding to do before we get started on that, I just got back from Home Depot. I got 4-foot, you can't buy bargain wood anymore, that's out. Hasn't been that way for 2 years. 4-foot pressure treated. They don't seem to carry the 4-foot regulars. I needed some longer ones. I only needed one, but I picked up three to $3.57 each. I would prefer to use Douglas fir instead of pressure treated. It's cheaper, but they did not have it. So that's all right, we can use that. So this is going to be used over here. I'll take you over here. Gentlemen and ladies, and whatever else came in along with you today. What you are looking at now is the Taj Mahal. Anyways, all kidding aside, this is where we used to keep our trash cans, okay? And I built this quite a while ago, and because we have a dumpster now that we just dump our trash in, our barrels are no longer needed. We just carry up our trash barrels, and everybody in the park just puts them in the big dumpster, and the company comes and picks it up. So, over here, I guess you can see the as a generator in camera view, just swing it around gently. Okay, that's my Coleman 1850. It's got the full tank of gas because of that storm we had a couple weeks back. I kept it in here, and it was ready to go if I had to, in case I had trouble with the Champion. As it was, everything was okay. So we got to find a home for that. My original design was to take that platform I just showed you back there and stick it in here. But that would require me to remove this, which contained the swivel to keep the doors closed, to work it up in there and get it up in the back there, okay? I decided instead of that, we're going to make a little door on the side. Let's go over to the side. Okay, what I did is, it's 8 inches from here to here, okay? The service ramp that I showed you, that I painted, is about 6 inches thick. So if I put it on edge, I can slide it right in here. I'm going to cut down here. This is pressure treated wood that one of my neighbors, who's long gone now, moved out many years ago, used to give me a lot of pressure treated wood. Those are back in the days when I used to get wood very cheap at Home Depot. No more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to frame the inside with the 2x4s that I showed you. Okay? I'm going to put a vertical 2x4 on the inside of this, right to the floor. Down here you see a little white, a little red, I should say, sticking out on a nail over here. I don't know if you can see it. That is the floor of this thing, okay? So I got to come up a little bit because otherwise I'd have to cut this screening out, and I don't want to do that. This heavy wire here keeps the squirrels, raccoons, and everything else from going under the shed. It doesn't stop mice, but everything else it does. So what I have to do is to bring up the base, the bottom where it comes up is going to be probably right here. So I'm going to lay a 2x4 in there. I'm going to frame this in on the inside. Then I'm going to cut this down. We'll nail it here. I just picked up some number 6 nails because I didn't have any. And some number 10 nails because I'm out of those at my hardware store. They're not cheap. They're $4 a pound for number 6 and number 10s. But I got a pound of each. So that was $8 right there just for that. Not counting the wood and the fungus spray, which you cannot get Clorox cleaner with bleach or any cleaner with bleach. It just cannot get it. No store has it. You can buy a gallon of bleach, but you will not find in Stop and Shop, in Dollar General, any stores that have it. They just, everybody must be hoarding it. What can I say? So, and hand sanitizer at Home Depot is, well, a little bottle like this is $4. They're ripping it off. They can keep it. They can keep it. There was a thing about watch out for hand sanitizer that's made in Mexico. We don't have hand sanitizer that's made in Mexico. All the hand sanitizers we have are made in China. What else is new? And they're telling you the ethanol alcohol. Well, there is no ethanol alcohol. There is some that's called ethyl alcohol. But that's all you can get. So I use it. I don't worry about it. This whole thing is a bunch of BS anyways. Okay, so let me take the inside here. I'm going to show you what I want to do here. Okay, what I want to do is, this is a 2x3. I'm not using this, but I'm using it for thickness. Okay? I'm going to put a base on here so that when I cut this out, this will be the bottom instead of this. Because this is only 3/4 inch pressure treated wood on the floor here. So that screening needs to be left out there, nailed on it, and I can't just nail it to the edge of this. It's got those big fence staples. They're very hard to work with the round top on them. I'm always bending those damn things over. I hate them. So I don't want to have to restaple that. So we're gonna lay a 2x4 from the. These are pressure treated 4x4s here. I don't know if you can see them. There's one here, and there's 2 over here. Pressure treated back in the good old days when I used to be able to get wood for 50 cents to $1 per section. So we're going to make a frame and we're going to put it in here. And this will be the base of the frame, and then on the top we're going to be up in here. Can you see that in the camera, Tom? Am I showing? It's shown in there. All right. That's going to be. It's going to be about there. Okay. It's a 30-inch hole, 28 to 30-inch hole. Okay. What we've got here is a situation. 25 inches. 25 inches. That's the width of this platform. Okay, so it's going to be stood up vertically. We're going to stand it up like this and slide it into that opening that I'm going to be making. Okay, the height of this is 6 inches, and that allows for these studs which grab onto 2 holes and keep the thing from sliding out. So we've got 6 inches here. We're making the opening 8 inches, so we've got an inch on each side that we can slide this thing in. This here is exactly 48 inches long. The entire compartment is 54 inches long. So this will fit in nicely. This project will not be finished today because I couldn't get the paint. It was not my day at Home Depot. You can't get Clorox cleaner with bleach or the Home Depot brand. I talked to the guy and he says if Clorox cleaner with bleach is sold out, our brand is sold out too. You just can't get it. So either there's a conspiracy somehow in this country for not letting people buy some proper cleaning equipment, necessary stuff, or there's hoarders out there. One or the other. So this does not have bleach. This is called mold armor. And I just sprayed some on there. That big extension cord that you probably see hanging there, that looks like an old dirty garden hose, was a nice extension cord, 100-footer, 12 gauge with ground. And I bought that about 4 or 5 years ago at a yard sale, real cheap, and hung it up in there. It was nice when I put it in there, but no matter what goes in the shed, everything gets musty. Everything. So there's no leaks there, it just gets musty. So this is what we can use, and that's what I am using. Now almost $9 for this. Hand sanitizer is going for $4 for a bottle that you used to get for $1. Dollar Tree does not have hand sanitizer. They have not had it in months, and I do mean months. Enough talking. So what I am going to do is this thing here, let me just flip this a little bit here. It's heavy. This thing probably weighs a good 50 pounds. Okay. When I make that opening, this thing's going to go in just like this. It's going to slide in like that. So the opening is 8, this is 6, counting these bolts and this 2x4. Now, before this can go in there, this side here, which you probably can't see, I'll move the camera very slowly over here. This is the old pressure treated. This is Douglas fir, and it's not rotted. The other ones were. So this part can get painted. This I have to wait a couple of weeks. This is still damp. Okay? But this is pressure treated. So this will get painted, but it won't be done today. And the inside of these here, which I think are pine, that came off the old futon, they're 1 inch thick, will get painted too, but that's not going to be done today. So, all right. Okay. I have to keep this battery on almost constantly until it gets so hot you can't touch it, because this thing here was just dead. The battery pack is no good. I already threw one out in the recycle. I use these bits here. I got these about 7, 8 years ago at a yard sale. Don't remember where. It wasn't Jewett City. And I use them for drilling pilot holes. So let me show you on this side here. Okay, what I do is I use these, and these are lifesavers. Because you know, when you want to drill a hole flush to something, use a small drill, short drill bit. You know, you're going to be drilling like this instead of flat out. So this will get you pretty flat. So, in order to find out where my floor started on the outside, I just drilled right through like that. But now, we know that the floor is down too low. I'll take you on the other side and I'll show you. You got a good view down here?
Yep.
Okay. You know, there's a lot of show and tell on my videos, and I do that to show you my methods of the way I do things. And it also may help some of you out there that may want to do something, whether it be this type of project or building something. All right, so this is where the floor comes through. There's only a 3/4 inch area here for me to put this screening on. So what I need to do is to not disturb this screening and lay that 2x4 so that when I drill through, I'm going to be up here instead of down here. Because if I cut this area out, this 8-inch area here, I've got a weak area where I'm not going to be able to put big staples in there and hold it. So I'd rather leave this screening just where it is and lay that 2x4 down in there, which is what I'm going to do next. Now, the very top of this screening is probably more than 1.5 inches high. I'd have to measure it. From this red straw here, or paint sprayer, or WD-40 or whatever it was, to the top of this appears to be at least 1.5 inches, maybe 1.75 inches. So we're going to cut above that here, so that when this thing slides in, it's going to go in and then it'll drop down onto the floor inside, and then I'll open the sides and then juggle it around. And it's 25 inches high, so from here to wherever, maybe right here, we want to have a wiggle room, so we're going to do that next. And we're going to put the drill bit from the outside through here. We already got a mark here, we got a hole here, and we got a hole here. Now when I built this, the 4x4 that goes against the building is kicked out a little bit because of this here. So the 4x4 is like this. Now if I was to follow the 4x4 that's in here behind here, this would be crooked when you're looking at it on the outside. Now when you're looking at it on the outside, it's straight, but inside, the bottom of the 4x4 that's in here is here, and the top of the 4x4, no, it's over here. It's over here. Right, it flush against it, okay? The top is over here. So I would be on an angle like this, so I can't do that. For cosmetic reasons, we're going to be crooked on the inside because this 4x4 is stuck in there, nailed in, screwed in, but kicked out at the bottom. Getting technical here, but don't worry about it. I like to explain things and I talk more than it's worth. This will be our base piece that's going to lay down on the floor. This is the piece I had underneath the shed, and it's not pressure treated. It doesn't have to be. We want a snug fit, so we may have to try a couple times on this. Try it. What I do is I cut a hair longer than needed and then keep shaving it off. I don't go into fractions and stuff like that. I've tried that years ago and I usually cut them too short. So I do a blade width at a time. And even that, sometimes it's too much. I'll be right back. Okay, Tommy asked why I got nails in here like this. Well, I'll tell you, folks, there's a reason for my madness. In order to find out where I got to put the beam in here, so when I cut this down, it'll be flush and I'll be cutting in the right area, I drill these holes, then I put these nails in here and in here and in here, so that when you look on the inside, I'll know where to put the 2x4. That's going to go right here. Now at the bottom, I laid a 2x3, not a 2x4 on edge, because I need 2.5 inches. So that'll give me enough, I won't have to disturb this at all. So this will give me 2.5 inches from the floor up to here before I cut this part out, right here. So let me show you inside what I did so far, if I can get my ugly, broken down carcass up. Knees are shot. There's absolutely no strength in them whatsoever. Oh. The rest of me's not too bad, considering that I'm 120 years old like Uncle Dorkle. You see this? We got a piece in here already, nailed in, pre-drilled, toe-nailed in, and screwed from the outside. Now we're going to drop a vertical from here to here, and you see these nails here? That's what they do. They'll line up my 2x4 that's got to come down here. On that side over there, you don't need any 2x4 because that 4x4 will be sufficient. Then I cut out the middle. Let's get it looking at. That's just a rough. Okay, that's not lined up, that's not centered, that's not level and plumb, whatever, but it will be. Okay, but that gives you an idea. Those nails are going to be my placement for the 2x4 vertical. Okay, on the bottom, right down here, I got the 2x3 on end. I wanted to have a 2x4 laying on the flat side, but you know what, unless I get my table saw out and whip down a 2x4, or put 2 of them in there, which I didn't want to do, and then still have to cut them, we'll do it this way. So you'll see the finished product, or close to it, when we get done, because I'm spending too much time. This video is going to be 20 hours long when I get done here. We're in an awkward situation here, folks. We got the nails coming through, and we're tapping this in, and we got the bottom nail. We got to bring this over just a little bit. Bring that over, and we cut these so that they fit snug. That's why we do the shaving method with the chop saw. If I was to take a ruler and measure it, 9 out of 10 it would come out too short, and then I'd waste the whole piece of wood. We don't want to do that. Alright. Now, okay. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to pre-drill. You can't see this. You can't see this. Can you see my hand up here in the video?
Yeah.
You can? Okay, we're going to pre-drill and put a nail down in here, number 10 down through here. Okay? When we get a nail in here, then we're going to toenail 2 nails here after we pre-drill. If you don't pre-drill with your toenail, you will split the wood. No 2 ways about it. You got to pre-drill. Okay, so we've got a nail over here. Let me take that camera and show these folks out here. Okay, ladies and geraniums. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a nail right there. Okay, we tap this 2x4 over so that it just touches the nail. This is secured. And down here we've got the other nail coming through. So we're flushed out here. We're straight here. We're not perfectly straight here because, as you can see on the 4x4, when I put that in, we've got more space up here than we have here. But after all, I wasn't building a house. I was building a trash can containment area at the time. But now we're not using that for that anymore. So here, what we're going to do is a drill here. As I said, you got to pre-drill. If you take and try to slam a number 10 nail in here, you're going to split this damn thing right down the middle. Pre-drill, toenail here, pre-drill, toenail here, pre-drill, toenail here, and here. And then what we're going to do on the outside is we're going to take 1 5/8 inch sheetrock screws. They're not galvanized, but they're good enough for this job. And we're going to, on the boards outside, we're going to go bing, 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 like that. Okay, I'll hand the camera back to Tommy. Okay, I got all that toenail, pre-drilled, toenailed in. This is nailed in. And like I say, it looks a little cockeyed there because that corner beam there is on an angle. That's just the way it is. But on the outside, it's nice and straight. And I'll take you to the outside. I'll take you to the outside, folks. Okay, what we're going to do here, we got to go on the right side of this, about 3/4 inch in, with the 1 5/8 screws. Now here's our pilot nail here and here. Okay, that's our guide. All right. Only need one, I think, in each. Now maybe we'll put 2. See, when we go to saw this out, a rough splinter there, we don't want to get cut on it. It'll be nice and solid. We're not going to have any of these boards rattling around when we put our saw through there. I usually pre-drill, but these are sharp-pointed nails. And if you go real slow when you start out, and then bring them in, should be okay. See it, do it right in there. Bad, not too bad. Here we don't need to worry too much about it. We do have a difference. As I said, this comes way out here, about 1.5 inches actually here, and pretty flush up here on the 2x, on the 4x4 in the corner here. So now I didn't get any wood to make the door, so we're not going to be able to cut this out. I'd have to buy a 1/4 sheet of plywood. You can't get no bargain wood. Impossible to get plywood anymore. You got to buy new. You got to buy new. Don't need it now. Alright, now, one more down here. Okay. Alright. Now, should I go inside and see if I missed it? I hope not. It felt like it all went in good. I'll join you on the inside. Okay, I just checked it. No, we didn't miss the beam at all. We hit every one dead center. So, that's good. Thing is nailed in. And now, what we're going to do is We got to put a couple more screws on the outside on the one overhead. We can do that off camera. And let me just look the situation over and find out if this might be into part one. Because I can't cut that opening out yet. I don't have anything to fill it in. If I cut it open, I'm going to have mice in here. And temporarily, I got to put the generator, the Coleman generator, back in here again. And I don't want mice coming in here and building a nest in it. So, I'll join you in a minute. All right, folks, we're going to end this. This is going to be part one. I got more work to do. I don't have any plywood whatsoever. I'm ready to cut all this out. Here is the bottom sill, the 2x3. That's where it sits right now, so I don't have to disturb this screening at all. This is 2.5 inches from the floor. So I need to do is cut this here and across here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you really got 5 of these, because there's a half of one here and a half of width board here. So I thought of cutting these out and trying to piece them all together and make a cupboard, make a door to go back in here. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. What we're going to do is we're going to get a piece of plywood and go over the top of this, make a door out of that, and probably put a hinge right on this here. This is a 3/4 inch piece of 1x6. So we'll have a door coming out like that, and that's what we're going to do, because we don't want mice in here. So I'm not opening this up now. So we're going to put the generator back in here again. At least we're all ready to cut this out, and we still got to finish painting the service ramp or platform / ramp yet. We're not doing it today. It's a little cloudy, but I don't think it's supposed to rain. But the paint is not fully set up yet. That's oil-based. It takes usually takes a good week before it hardens up enough so it's not going to scratch off on you when you're sliding this. I'm sliding this in and out. It's probably going to get a little messed up, but how often am I going to use that servicing ramp? Hopefully hardly ever. But I need to keep it out of the rain, and I can't keep leaving it laying against the shed. So that's what we're going to do here, folks. Okay, ladies and geraniums, and whatever came along with you, whatever you dragged along with you, as Crazy Elmer would say, the paint is dry to the touch, but it's not hard. In other words, if you dig at it, it'll scratch. Oil-based paint, even latex, takes, especially one with a gloss finish, takes quite a while to really set up and be called cured. So I can't do nothing with this until it is painted. Meanwhile, it will be kept outside. And if it gets rained on, will just be a delay in painting. So this project is done for now. There'll be a part 2, but I don't know when that's going to be, folks. So right now I'm going to put my wood away. The pressure treated, I got 2 4-foot pieces. I'm going to put that away for now. I only used one, and that's it. One, and I got a small piece over there from that one piece I used. So that's it, folks. That's it for the project. I know a lot of you want projects, so you got one today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, folks.